The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the December 19th, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, well, is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I am here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send that out to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started. A terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day with a little bit of a mixed bag out there. You got the Dow trading up 116 points. The S&P's up 15. The Nasdaq's now down 11. Russell's off 7. Trendy's down 69. Semi's off 61. New York Stock Exchange up just slightly. You've got gold trading down at trading down at 26.04. Silver's at 29.26. Light sweet crude is off 23 pennies at 70.35. Natural gas up 14 cents at 3.51. 30-year Treasury's down 1 point and 8 ticks at 113.26. Today will become bar number 8 of a TD9 count for the 30-year Treasury. That says you could see a bottom between today and next Monday out there. So just to clarify, as I had mentioned something inside the 11 a.m. update out there. Leading the charge to the upside out here, you've got Accenture up $22 or 6%. Bank of Montreal, $22, 4%. Darden Restaurants, $21, 13%. Netflix, 16, nearly 2%. Geo Vernova is up $10. That's a 3% move. Our shakers to the downside, led by Vertex Pharmaceuticals, a $60 move or 13%. Mercado Libre, $37, 2%. Micron, $19, 18%. Cintas, $18, 9%. Lamb Weston Holdings down $17, 21% out there. So we got movers and we've got shakers. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. Let's go begin by taking a look at that New York Stock Exchange, that advanced decline oscillator. Boy, talk about getting down into extreme oversold conditions. We most certainly did that yesterday. You can see we are trading below the minus 250 level out there. Last time we were down there in 2024 was back in April. What do we do in April at some point in time? It was really, we made that bottom around April the 18th out there. So this condition needs to be worked off. As I've mentioned, I don't know if the condition is going to be worked off as it was back in April, which was basically just simply a straight shot out of there, or when I'm referring to there, I'm referring to the advanced decline oscillator. Or are we going to get a divergent pattern? Divergent pattern where we see, again, higher lows out here with regard to the advanced decline oscillator in the face of lower lows with regard to price. So I do not know the answer to that, but I can share with you, within a few days out here, I mean, it could take maybe up to a week if it's going to be the divergent type pattern out there. This condition will get itself worked off. We're closer to a bottom than we are to a top, certainly when we take a look at this indicator. We take the spot VIX index out here, we are trading well above that 50-day exponential moving average. So yesterday's move well above a plus 10% move higher out there, and we know that that leads to a rally. Well, we saw that rally. Is that rally over? To answer that question, why don't we just kind of switch charts here for a moment? We'll go take a look at the ES Mini, see what we can glean from that. And really, quite frankly, these charts are now fresh to me. I had a technical issue yesterday. I had an even bigger technical issue this morning. So I'm hoping that I can do the show here. And it wasn't, today's was not a sound issue. Yesterday we resolved that, no problem. This is actually a technical charting issue on my black background screens out there. But if we take a look at, we're looking at the white screens right now, the ES Mini. So what do we know about it from a daily standpoint? First, on a daily standpoint, we had that TD9 count top. We certainly crushed through support yesterday, 2 levels of support. The second level, which is the more important one as we speak this morning, is the TD9 count breakdown level, 59.70 and a quarter. If we're able to close above that, well, then we would have a false breakdown message. And if we close below that again today, 59.70.25, that suggests lower price. Now, on a daily time frame, where would lower price take us to? Well, I'd mentioned that we've got this low out here that formed on the trading day of November 19th. And that low is going to be the first level that we need to see cracked, a close below. 59.21. If we see a close below that, I would say on a daily basis, we start to see price get back to the November 4th lows out there around 57.84. 5-hour time frame chart, no bottoming signal, nor on a 240, nor on a 120, nor on a nor on the 60-minute. Where we got the bottom signal was yesterday as we came into the close. 4:30 I can share with you that at 4:30, take a look at the equity future contract. We got a bar number 8, a TD9 count, which went ahead and confirmed as we closed the session at 5 p.m. And then we opened up and we just gapped up, not really gapped up, but we started moving higher. And we moved higher until we got to that wave number 7 top. That wave 7 top came in at 10 o'clock this morning. That's a courtesy of the Chapman wave. Basil may have covered that. If he did, my apology. Right now, what we're taking a look at out here is prices testing a key level of support. And that key level of support on the ES Mini for its 30-minute time frame is that oscillator and change line. Why? Because we're trading below profile support. So if we get a close below 59.55 out here, we're at 59.54. The close below 59.55 would suggest that we would see lower price. Now, what would that suggest? That would suggest that we go test that TD9 count bottom from 4:30 yesterday afternoon out there. And that's in the range between 59.0650 and 59.4450 out there. So that's the first level to be watching inside the ES Mini. The NQs, should we go take a look at them? I suppose we should. So let's go see what the NQs are doing out here. Whoops, that didn't work. I think Stevie's got to put in the correct date out there. Otherwise, the system doesn't really work that well. So let's see if we get March of 2025, because I don't know what I put in there. Now, in the case of the NQ, so this is something from Mr. Bill. We'll take a look at it. Mr. Bill's question, it's a great question. I've often thought of it. I've just never studied it to know the answer. And that is, when you close below one profile, is it possible that the next profile can act as support or resistance? So what we're looking at here, we take a look at the NQ. It actually formed a new profile yesterday, and it just simply crushed that. The top of that by the bottom, we talked about that during the show. The bottom of that profile is at 22,108. The prior profile out here, just one day before that, support was at the 21,519 area out there. We're trading at 21,473. So I would say, Mr. Bill, if we close below that 21,517.50, so I can give you the exact number out there. If we close below that, then I'd say, well, that level didn't really act as support. That doesn't mean that's the test, just one chart that we would look at. But with regard to the NQ, I would say it would more likely be gunning for the swing point from November 19th, and that would be between the range of 2640 and 21,044. Of course, we can take the Fibonacci retracements. The question is, which swing points are you going to use to make that test? What we do know about the NQ on its daily time frame, it is trading below.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Sorry about talking right through that break out there. As I said, technical glitches, issues all over the place for Stevie this morning. But life is happening for us. That is for sure. Now, we were talking about the NQ, and what I was trying to say is on a 5-hour time frame chart, we've got a nice TD9 count bottom that formed during yesterday's crush to the downside. So that makes yesterday's low a real critical level to be watching for the NQ. And so far, that level's held, that level specifically being 21,311. So you want to watch that. We had not only a TD9 count on the 5-hour time frame chart, we had a TD9 count bottom that went ahead and confirmed at 4:30 yesterday afternoon inside the NQ. So again, that level, that 21,311 is a key area to be watching. If we close below that, we most certainly should head lower out there. What else can we take a look at? On the 60-minute time frame chart, we actually rallied and formed a TD9 count bottom. And price right now is testing. Let me just open up the screen here. We'll look at the exact same thing. What price is testing is that oscillator and change line. That key level of support is 21,437.75. Now, it's not a guarantee if we close below that we take out the lows that we referred to, the lows from yesterday that I'm referring to is at 21,311. But if we did close below 21,437.75, it's a pretty good signal that we should at least go test that area. But right now, you got that TD9 count top on the 60-minute time frame. It's trading that potential support area. Of course, we look to the 15 to the 10-minute time frame chart to look for some type of bottom signal. The only thing that we have, and this can be a bottom, is on a 10-minute basis, price coming back and pulling back to 21,460.50. So that's the area that we're testing right now. You can see we also had a 10-minute TD9 count bottom. Now, that came in at 410 yesterday afternoon. So watch this 21,460.50 level. If that continues to hold, the question is, can price take out resistance, which right now would be 21,551. If you get above that, you've got 21,606 as a battle. 21,679 would be another battle. So you know what you're looking at to the upside and to the downside inside the NQ. I think I've been as clear, as articulate as I can be about that. If gold is going to rally, it should begin right now, I believe. Let me see here. Let me put up the gold contract. I believe there were intraday bottoming signals on that as I was pulling the charts up, but it was just such a quick, brief look at it that I could have been looking at something else. But let's just see what we've got out here with regard to Goldilocks. Just wait for these charts here to populate. What we can say about gold, though, is if you look at that 4 and 5 hour chart, any rally needs to be able to take out those oscillator and change lines. They're at about the 26.31-ish area out there. That's what I would be watching. So here it is. On the 30-minute time frame chart, we've got a TD9 count bottom pattern that completed as we came on the air at 11. So from a gold standpoint, you're watching that low. A close below 26.01 says, yeah, no bottom. And, of course, you would be going after this swing point that took place yesterday at the 18th or last evening at 18:30, that low being 25.96.70. But right now, watch this TD9 count bottom pattern out here. What should unfold is Goldilocks should at least rally towards its oscillator and change line. It's only a $7 move, but it should be able to do that. That's at 26.10. If it can get above that, it's possible that 26.21 would be the next resistance level. The 15-minute time frame chart, it negated a TD9 count bottom, needs a bullish reversal candle like we have on a 10-minute chart that would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. So with regard to gold, it's really going to be, now it's also, if you look at the 60-minute time frame chart, that 60-minute has that real important TD9 count bottom that came in back on the trading day of December 18th. That's going to be a critical low should gold move lower, and that's at 25.98.10. So those would be the levels to be watching with regard to Goldilocks. As I say, we should get some type of rally that ensues here. Whether it's able to take out resistance or not, that I don't know. So that's just kind of the general overview of the markets, well, so to speak. So Brent wrote in, and had a great question out there, and it was really about the spot VIX index. So most of you, let me just go ahead and change screens out here. So if you give me a moment, we'll go back to that black background screen that's been giving Stevie all kinds of trouble all morning long. But right now it's going to work for us. So when we take a look at the spot VIX, what Brent's question is as follows, and it's a very smart and intuitive question, which is, hey, yesterday we had that 10% rate, above plus 10% rate of change out there, and so that led to the rally. So hopefully everybody out there in listening land, especially you intraday traders out there, you were familiar with that. You could expect and anticipate. You also were able to go take a look at TD9 count patterns for the intraday charts out there, and see what we were all looking at. So to see or expect and anticipate a bounce, that's already done. Now, do I expect the market to close higher inside the S&P 500? I would not be surprised to see that. But right now, the work that the spot VIX, that plus 10% one-day rate of change, that work is done. What Brent's question is, hey, Stevie, right now the VIX is trading below minus 10%, and you taught us that other rule. That other rule is if we have a spot VIX rate of change below minus 10%, we get that green arrow out there. What are those green arrows? Those green arrows typically are an initiation to higher price. Now, I found, not all the time, but I found that those green arrows, or when price is pulling back and we get that one-day rate of change below minus 10%, those typically turn out to be good initiation moves. In other words, I'm saying I don't see many failures of that signal. It's a little bit different when we're at highs out there. Out here, for example, here's one that took place. This takes us back to October 16th of 2023 out there. We got just a close just below minus 10%. We were up at highs at that stage. We hadn't pulled back, and that ended up being not an initiation to higher price out there. So I don't know where the VIX is going to end up at day's end, but I would say I don't have any reason to suspect that wouldn't work, or at least lead to a further rally out there. So that's one thing to be keeping your eye on and paying attention to. With regard to the NQs before, Mr. Bill had asked me a question. I want to see if I can pull this chart up. I'm first just going to see if I can find it real quickly. If not, I can just throw up a new chart and just kind of make it. But it should have been, and I've got a lot of start studies out here, as you can see, because you're watching them on the screen right now. Just trying to go to the Qs. There should be one that's Qs with volume. I got around Q volume bottom, high volume bottom. Perfect. So Mr. Bill was asking, hey, how about that other profile level, the prior profile? Is that enough of a signal that could actually act as support? And what I wrote back to him is I had not done the study on that to know, but we went ahead and took a look at it. What I wrote back to him was the question was yesterday's volume enough to be a high volume low inside the Qs? Yes, that's right. I think Stevie's pointed this out before. If we take a look at the Qs, they happen to have this very cool bottoming signal, and that is they bottom with volumes. With volume. It doesn't work that way for most everything else out there. But the Qs do. Just as an example, when we made that nice bottom out here back in August, the volume on the Qs on that day were 87 million shares. We come back to a bottom that formed out here back on April 19th. The volume there was 75 million shares. We had another high volume bottom back here on the trading session of October 26, 2023, 78 million shares. Now, yesterday's volume was only 54 million shares. Still was a high volume bar in comparison to what we've seen out here. Like even if you go back to this bar on November 15th, a 51 million share day. Again, not the highest of volume bottoms, but certainly a high volume bottom out there. So so now how about we put this all together? So it's possible that the Qs actually bottomed yesterday, especially in the Santa Claus rally phase out there. Well, I don't think we took a look at the NQs with regard to the intraday. Well, we did take a look at the NQs, so I remember that. But we come back to, well, I'll just switch over real quickly here before we go to break, because I got about 25 seconds. And I'm going to switch back, and we're going to take a look at the daily equity future contract for the Dow. Because guess what it did yesterday? It gave us a bottom signal. What signal was that? A TD9 count bottom, right at its breakout level of support. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. One or two adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and to reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So what have we established here in the first half hour? We've established here with regard to the ES Mini, you want to watch 59.70.25. Why? Because if price closes back above that, then that key level of support will have held, and yesterday's signal may have been a false breakdown move. Inside the Qs or the NQ out there, we've established that maybe it did have a high enough volume yesterday that establishes a bottom. So you certainly want to watch yesterday's low out there, because if we close below that, we know the answer to that question is no. But that certainly is a possibility. In Mr. Bill's case, price, we can watch the profile that was in there before yesterday as a possibility. If we take a look at the Dow completed a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday, the Dow Equity Future Contract, that is. And that held at its breakout level support of 42,660. Now, in the case of the Dow, it's suggesting that it should rally up towards 44,437. That's that green oscillator unchanged line out there. I'm not guaranteeing you that that's what's going to happen. I'm just sharing with you that that's the pattern that's typically associated with a TD9 count top or bottom. In this case here, it's a TD9 count bottom. Inside the Russell 2000, I don't have anything there for you at this stage of the game, but if we just pay attention to those three, so there is that. And then there's that VIX question with regard to that one-day rate of change. Do we see a one-day close below minus 10% out there? Those are the things to be watching for. This is kind of a laboratory experiment out here, but we know what to be looking for. Now we need to see how the market actually responds, what information that it provides to us. So that's what I've got there. Brent, I hope that helped answer your question. You were asking if there were any other trinkets that I have with regard to the VIX. And the answer is yes, but that's where I ran into system problems on my computer and everything started to get, screwed up, so to speak, out there. So I'm trying to get that resolved, and we'll get back to that after the show. In the meantime, let's try to get to a couple of requests that have come in here so I don't get too far behind. The first one coming in earlier this morning from Tom G, who wants to go long NVIDIA. So, NVIDIA's got an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. It hasn't hit its objective, that initial price objective around 125 and change out there. We didn't hit that. But the question is, with regard to profile levels. Let's take a look at where we're at with regard to profiles. There is a new profile that formed yesterday. Support is at 129.85. Resistance is up at the 140.32. The center is at 137.33 level out there. So it's a bearish structured profile. We're trading with inside support and resistance out here. So your question is, should you take a long position? Well, I don't have a bottom signal to suggest that. We just have price trading with inside its profile out there. And I think you're looking at more than just, a 30-minute to 40-minute, an hour or 2 hour, whatever the time period is, type of a trade out there. I think your question is more of a, I know you're not necessarily the longest term trader all the times out there, but I do not have a bottoming signal out here. We expected to anticipate there to be some type of rally out there. If we had some type of confirmed signals that, this might be a bottom, especially inside the Qs out there, I'd say, yeah, sure. But I don't have the bottom signal out here. What you really need is a spike below the low from a couple days ago, tomorrow, to generate a TD9 count bottom signal. So what's the weekly time frame chart telling us? Well, the weekly time frame chart tells us that we have a TD9 count, a Rhodes momentum indicator top with price finding support thus far. Support being the top of its weekly profile. What that tells us, Tom, is that tomorrow's close is more important than today's, because if we close below 131.60, a key level of support will have failed, and we may be signaling to you and I that we actually get down to the 114.86 level. If at the end of the month NVIDIA generates a bearish reversal candle. Right now we got a bearish engulfing. Doesn't matter what it's like on the 19th. It matters what it is like at the end of the month. That would then confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Not that it needs another topping confirmation, because it has a TD9 count top. But what price has not done inside of NVIDIA, it has not cracked. We open up this monthly time frame chart out there. If you're asking where's the best long-term buy for NVIDIA, we'd have to say right now it's at 120.72. Now, we know that number is going to change because it's the oscillator and change line out there, but that would really be the more ideal spot for an entry point. So the very last thing that I can do for you, Tom, is take a quick peek at some intraday charts out here. On a 30-minute time frame, I didn't get any kind of a bottom signal there this morning. What do we get on a 65-minute time frame chart? See if anything pops up here. Nothing that shows up on my screens out there. So I guess the answer to your question is I don't know. I mean, I just don't see it at this stage of the game. Of course, if you rely on the fact that maybe the Qs made a bottom yesterday and we get that one-day rate of change below minus 10% out there, that would likely add to the idea that NVIDIA should at least go target resistance, which right now I would say is between 136.24 and 137.33. So I don't have a definitive set of patterns or anything out here. The only thing that I really have, but why is it bouncing today? Maybe you'd ask that question. So that's a good question. In the case of NVIDIA, I think we can answer that because we had 5 consecutive days to the downside out there. So, just simply the way that the cadence, the tempo, the pulse of the market out there, the way that it responds, it's just not a single shot to the downside or a single shot to the upside out there. Typically in this case here, we've been doing 4 to 5 bars to the upside. Now we're doing 4 to 5 bars to the downside. So that does suggest caution with regard to NVIDIA, but wouldn't be surprised to see a 1 or 2 day rally at least out of there. So that's the best I've got for you, Tom. As always, thanks so much for your request. Mr. Bill would like to take a look at ticker symbol ON. So let's go take a look at it, see what it is doing out here. It is trading at 66.45. It is trading below profile support at 67.87. It's trading below its oscillator and change line. So on Semiconductor is also trading inside a swing point from back here on the trading day of November 18th. The high of that swing point, is 66.58. The low is at 64.32. The volume is 6.7 million shares. You moved into it yesterday with 9 million shares without actually testing it. We're still inside that swing point. I think, Mr. Bill, that I know you want the longer term, on a daily basis, is likely to go test that low, 64.32. With regard to the longer term for ON Semiconductor, you've got what? We simply have price trading with inside its profile. That is evenly balanced. The center looks to me like it's pretty much in the center. The bottom's at 64.83. That's what we've tested so far this month. The center at 73.06, the top at 81.28. The real key level of support here for you, Mr. Bill, is going to be 59.61. That's its TD9 count breakout level. There was also a hammer candle that formed as price test that level. So really a close below 59.34 would tell you we're headed to lower price and likely forming some type of TD9 count, A to B equals CD pattern to the downside out there. On a weekly basis, you just simply have a consolidation with inside profile levels, 64 even, Stephen, to 77.99. So that's your long-term, your intermediate term, and certainly your daily, your noisy term price projections and levels. It does look again on the daily basis that price should go tag that swing point low from 11.18. So hope that provided you with the information you were looking for, Mr. Bill. We've got one more request that I was able to at least grab, PPTA. Got to actually type it in correctly, PPTA. This is for Lee, LB out there. I think it might have just been to review it. I hope that it was. If I take a look at PPTA on its daily basis, well, let's do this. The music is now in my ear. That's a beautiful thing. I won't walk through or talk through a breakout there. We'll come back. We'll take a look at PPTA. I'll see what other requests have been generated, and we'll look at those as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back. We're looking at perpetual resources out here, PPTA, and I pulled up the longer-term chart out there, which is really what I think LB was interested in. So here's what we know. We are going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count top for its monthly time frame at the end of December. We take the last TD9 count top that formed out here. It's all the way back in August of 2016. That most certainly took hold. Price pulled back, tested, and rejected the oscillator and change line. You may remember, okay, just so you can see this here, we took a look at the Dow Equity Future contract, which completed a TD9 count bottom yesterday. And I shared with you where that oscillator and change line was and where the bounce was. This is the typical, this is typically what unfolds when we get those top or bottom signals out there. So what this is suggesting to you and I, Lee, is that price should pull back to test its oscillator and change line. That's currently printing at $7.76. Now, it's also trading into the swing point from the month of August of 2020. The low on that swing point is 1083. We're at 1182. If we close below that, I think it even increases the odds more that you get a move lower because you would have a test and rejection of a swing point with lighter volume. Again, watch 1083. That had 33 million shares. So far the month we have done 14 million shares. So we're definitely coming in that swing point with lighter volume. What happens if it closes inside that? Well, what's going on the weekly time frame? On the weekly time frame, so I'd be watching that. The weekly time frame right now is in bullish breakout mode. And what I mean by that is trading above profile resistance. That was at 1047. It's trading above its green oscillator and change line. So you have a rising price oscillator above zero. Both of those are bullish conditions. I do see a potential, though. It's more than potential. I see a wave number 7 top, letter G, that is out there. And it looks like that will be confirmed this week. So that's got a top. So now that's suggesting that you watch 1123. 1123 is its green oscillator and change line. If price closes below that, we're looking to move back to 1047. On the daily time frame chart, yesterday confirmed the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. It confirmed it again. It was confirmed on the trading session when we had a bear sash candle as well on December 12th. You just got reconfirmation of it yesterday. Price is below the oscillator and change line. When it's below a green oscillator and change line, tells us lost momentum. Lost momentum just means it should retrace further. So I'd be watching this daily swing point out here from December 13th. We're trading inside that. This would suggest that price would go tag that low or test it at 1126 out there. So that's what I see with regard to PPTA Looks like it wants to head lower. Now you've got to watch what happens as price tackles those potential support levels. So I hope that helps you out, Lee. It's always good to hear from you. Visual was asking about silver out here. So let's get to the intraday charts. Do I have that? Yeah, I do. So in the case of silver, yesterday was if we take a look at what is going on right now, there's an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So let's go ahead and draw this in. Our A point is going to be, well, first you got to grab it. It's going to be the high from October 22nd. So that's our A point. Our B point out here is going to be the low from November 29th. I'm just simply going to try to activate it, copy it, paste it, now assemble it. And the B point or the C point is where the TD9 count top took place. So with regard to silver, that A to B takes us down towards this $27 and change level out there. And that's what looks like is being confirmed as we speak today. That's on the daily time frame. Now let's go take a look at those intraday charts. 5-hour time frame chart, no bottom signal. A 2-hour and 40-minute chart, you're on bar number 9 as we speak right now. This candle is going to complete at 2 p.m. That says as we come into 4 p.m. close out there, 4-hour chart. As we come in this evening, you will complete or should complete a TD9 count bottom. That then just simply suggests that we should rally up towards that oscillator and change line. That's around 29.91. If you were to, the 2-hour chart completes at 10, I believe. Let me make sure. I'm 10 at 12 noon. That's pretty good, Stevie. Well, it did complete at 10, but this bar here is at 12 noon. If we did get a bullish hammer candle, which it is right now, so 14 minutes from now, if it retains that pattern, you have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. That would say look for a rally. The 30-minute time frame chart has a TD9 count bottom pattern. Now, this is going to be important. Let me open this up here. So this is for anybody intraday trading out here. What price is doing, it's running here, right? You get a bottom pattern, a TD9 count, just like we took a look at. Doesn't matter what time frame. What's it supposed to do? It's supposed to go target that oscillator and change line. You might ask me the question why, and that would be a great question. And I would like to know why too. I don't know why. Why? Because you have a bottom and you go test, if it's a bottom, you go test resistance. That's the best answer that I have. It's the only answer that I have. And it's the answer that typically unfolds. So we've pretty much tagged that level. That level, 29.38, 29.389. We got up to a high today of 29.380. For my work, okay, it's done it. I don't look for anything right to the dot out there. So it's done that. Now the question is, does price move above that on the 30-minute chart? If it does, where's the next battle? The next battle will be 29.45. The battle above that, 29.60. The battle above that, 29.76. So those would be the areas that I would be watching to the downside. The TD9 count bottom would be negated with a close below. I'll give you this price point, a close below 29.18 out there. See if there's anything else out here that we can glean from the silver charts. 15-minute TD9 count bottom. So kind of following suit with gold, right? We came on the air. We were taking a look at gold and went back to its charts and said, if gold's going to rally, it should rally from here. And it looks like maybe it's done a little bit of a rally out there. So silver's showing those same kind of signals out there. Now, on a 5-hour time frame chart, this is a beautiful chart for you to take a snapshot of. I'll go ahead and open it up. All of you that take screenshots of these charts here, look at the oscillator and change line as we made that high. This is going to be a key level that silver would need to overtake in order to suggest to you and I that maybe there is a move to the upside out there. Right now, that's printed out at 30.04. That number is obviously going to change, as price trades up and down. So that's what I see when I take a look at silver, and hope that answered your questions. Inside the Tiger's Den right now, we've got Ron who says, Steve, if you have time, silver futures. Well, we took care of that. So we got that. You wanted the daily, weekly, and monthly. Okay, so I didn't do that piece of it. Let's do that for you. Let's get over here. We'll go to daily, weekly, and monthly. Silver, I don't know what's going to come up on the monthly chart. Don't know if there's enough data, quite frankly, in that March contract to fulfill that. For that, I might need to go to the continuous contract. But let's see. So the daily we've already taken care of. The weekly chart, which has a TD9 count top, Ron, has support at 28.39. So the A to B equals CD pattern, initial target to the downside for silver is 27.89, and you've got 28.39. So that is likely the price target for silver out there, Ron. And yes, on the monthly chart, not enough data out here. Let me put in the continuous contract just to get enough data, see what we can find out here, see if it's giving us any messages at all. Obviously, I see a swing point from back, it looks like in September or August. That swing point is certainly a potential price target. We'll take a look at that. But let's just see what other patterns, if anything, show up here on the continuous contract. We are trading below its oscillator and change line. So, yeah, it's lost its momentum, and I would say, much to go along with what we looked at on the daily and the weekly. The silver price target would be 27.37. So what do we have? 27.89, 27.37, 28.44, 28.45 out there. That's basically the review of silver for both Ron and for, who was it inside the Tiger's Den? It was InnoVisual. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
The Tiger Dollar Holiday Double Bonus Sale 2024 is here.
Amazing money.
Now through December 23rd, we've doubled the bonuses. Don't miss your opportunity to get a double bonus up to 40% on your Tiger Dollar purchase. Here's how it works. Purchase 500 Tiger Dollars and receive 100 bonus Tiger Dollars. That's a 20% bonus, $600 total. Purchase 1,000 Tiger Dollars and receive 300 bonus Tiger Dollars. A 30% bonus, $1,300 total. Purchase 1,500 Tiger Dollars and receive 600 bonus Tiger Dollars. That's a 40% bonus, 2,100 total.
Oh, wow!
But you have to hurry because this Holiday Tiger Dollar Double Bonus Sale ends on December 23rd. Visit the front page of TFNN for details and get your Tiger Dollars today.
Ho, ho, ho! TFNN.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to take a look at Boeing and Tesla to close out the show. We're taking a look at Tesla out here. This is the weekly chart that we've got up on our screen. So you can clearly see an A to B, B to C, C to D leg that we have out here. If tomorrow we end up with a bearish shooting star candle run, that'll confirm a sell the D point top. What would that suggest? That would suggest a pullback to support. In lieu of any new profiles that would form, the price target would be down to about the 348 level. If we look at yesterday's action confirmed a sell the D point top. Price is trading with inside a new profile that formed yesterday. This is a bearish structured profile. What that says is that a close below 433.28, we're trading right now at 431, a close below 433.28 at day's end, which suggests that price should pull back to 389.06. 389.06 is the bottom of its profile. That's well above that 348 level. If price were to close below 389, then 348.20 would become the next daily target, and that would tie out to what we're looking at on the weekly time frame. Monthly time frame, so longer term run looks pretty good. I don't see any topping patterns or anything out there at that moment, at this moment in time. Let's go take a look at Boeing. We're doing this for Yvonne. BA is the ticker symbol out here, and Yvonne would like an entry point. Yvonne, on a daily basis, Boeing went ahead and formed a bottom on November 15th. The pattern there was a TD9 count bottom. It then rallied and formed a TD9 count top. It did that on December 22nd. Price moved sideways for 2, 4, 5 sessions as price tried to get back to test that oscillator change line. It did not make that test. And today is going to be bar number 9 of a TD9 count. You're looking for an entry point out here. That says that you should get a top today or tomorrow. Where should price pull back to? It should pull back towards that oscillator change line. That's at the 168 level. What you would do is you'd look at some type of short-term time frame chart to identify some type of bottoming pattern, such as a 30-minute or so chart out there to look for a bottom. The weekly chart here looks good. So, and the monthly chart, the issue with the monthly chart is this, Yvonne, not until you see a close above 191.24 will this tell you that any move is more than just a counter trend type move out there. Folks, thanks so much for joining me today on December 19th. Terrific Thursday. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Friday, 11 a.m. And hopefully Stevie's got all these technical issues and glitches solved, although you really didn't see them. I just had to experience them. Have a great Thursday, folks.